Have you ever imagined what it's like to be the richest man on a planet with a population of 7 billion people? Jeff Bezos, for example, is that guy. Whether the ambition is to exceed Jeff Bezos' fortune or not, there are certain lessons that we can learn from him that can help us achieve sustained success in our own lives. To put this bluntly, Bezos is a genius. He has changed the way humanity thinks, he respects what our society needs, and he has satisfied all of our unquenchable wishes. He has made it to the pinnacle and has not looked down since. But how did Bezos get there in the first place? What divides him from you and me? And how did a guy who worked on Wall Street for 6 years become the richest man alive? What do you think the world's richest man everyday life will be like? Not like the way you might imagine. Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, the second company in history to cross a market capitalization of $1 trillion, and with a net worth of more than $150 billion, prefers to begin his days slowly and peacefully. CEOs are well known for being up early and maintaining a good morning routine. What precisely do? They spend their mornings, or even only the first hour of the day, doing stuff like working out, meditating, eating a healthy meal, journaling, responding to emails, making phone calls, or even going straight to work. That sounds energizing. The more you learn about these people's morning routines, the more inclined you are to try one yourself. I'm sure I've tried it before, and it was energizing to get out of bed early, to be doing what some of the world's wealthiest and most influential people were doing at the same time, and to use this to improve my productivity and concentration. However, I must confess that there was still some amount of pressure. That is, I needed to wake up, but I also needed to get started on a specific task. If you don't really like it, it will eventually feel like a burden. Bezos disclosed a routine that allows him to start his day slowly and calmly in an interview with the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. Bezos enjoys spending time with his family and reading the newspaper after completing his recommended 8 hours of sleep each night. A normal day in the life of Jeff Bezos looks like this. Early bird. Bezos is one of the most successful people who loves getting up early. He goes to bed early and even wakes early. As Bezos puts it, he enjoys puttering in the morning. He spends his mornings reading the newspaper, drinking coffee, and enjoying a nice breakfast with his kids before setting them off to school. Clearly, he is not addicted to work and prioritizes his family. He's even skipping morning meetings to spend time with his kids. Spending time with loved ones is indeed one of the best ways to begin the day without the stress of the workplace, but just with gratitude and affection. Through occupying himself with mindless activities in the morning, his mind is free to wander and becomes more imaginative. Bezos is known for his scrumptious breakfasts. He once made blueberry chocolate chip pancakes for Russell Wilson, a Seattle Seahawks player, and Ciara, a singer-songwriter. What I like about his morning routine is his lack of haste. I'm accused of morning speeding. I try to do as many tasks as possible in the morning to reduce my stress levels throughout the night. On the other side, Bezos takes his time and enjoys his morning rest. If you continue your day by working or relaxing in the morning hours, the aim is to be as productive as possible with your time, so that you can spend your spare time while you do have it. No meetings before 10 a.m. Bezos dislikes meetings before 10 a.m. and he often dislikes making tough choices after 5 p.m. He spends the rest of his time making decisions between those hours. He says, I want to have my high IQ meetings first thing in the morning. Something that is going to be very incredibly stressful is a 10 a.m. meeting. And by 5 p.m. I'm like, I can't think about this one today, so let's do it again at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Conferring to a report by biologist Christoph Randler, people whose productivity peaks in the morning are best suited for job success because they are more positive than people whose performance peaks in the evening. Do not disturb when it's time to go to bed. It is a common misconception that in order to be productive, you must spend more time doing things. Many people would have to endure more hours and sacrifice sleep as a result of this. When it is time for bed, Bezos is very disciplined and makes sure he gets plenty of rest. I prioritize sleep unless I'm traveling in various time zones, the 56-year-old writes in a chapter from the book. Having 8 hours can be difficult at times, but I'm very committed to it and I need 8 hours. Doing more, particularly when your body and mind are exhausted, means you don't do all of those things well. Instead, they agree that the body demands rest. Depriving it of that isn't a badge of pride. It just means that you'll be less active as well as grumpy and exhausted. The end of the day. One aspect of Bezos' mindset that I admire is his refusal to make big decisions at the end of the day. He will deliberately push off assignments and choices before 10 a.m. the next morning at the end of the day, so that if he does make a decision, he will do so with a calm conscience. When the mind becomes tired, it works on intuition rather than reasoning and logic. And if you've ever made an impulse decision, you're well aware of how damaging it can be to your growth. When it comes to work-life balance, Bezos prefers work-life peace. He says, "I believe work-life harmony is indeed a healthy concept. I prefer the term harmony to equality, since the latter implies a rigid trade-off. In reality, if I'm satisfied at work, I'm a happier husband and father at home. And when I'm satisfied at home, I'm more energetic at work, a good employee and colleague." Have your own limits. What will an organizational briefing be without a PowerPoint presentation? At Amazon, though, it all begins with a written argument. Anyone who wishes to suggest a new point must first condense their concepts into a 6-page paper. Before making a decision, everybody involved, including Bezos, must read and interpret the text. Bezos has established the two-pizza team law, which states that no team can be so large that it cannot be fed with 2 pizzas. Larger groups, according to Bezos, are less profitable. So, the organization is divided into independent teams of 10 or less employees that fight for money, but not pizzas, in their quest to keep their clients happy. What do we learn from Jeff Bezos? The most important lesson I took away from Jeff Bezos' morning routine is that we don't need enough time in the day to do what we want to accomplish. Rather than wishing for more time, we must learn to be more efficient with the time we do have. I promise you that if the world's richest individual and leader of the biggest corporation in the world can get all work-related done in a 7-hour time frame, so can you. There are some things in life that you can handle and those that you cannot. You have power over your success, time management, and performance. So make the most out of your life. Decide what you want to do and don't let anyone stop you. We all have the same number of hours in a day. Make the most out of them. That's the end of our video. If you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up and ring the notification bell button for our latest updates. We would love to hear your feedback. Is there anything you want to share with us? Please feel free to mention it in the comment section. If you have any ideas for videos you like to see, please let us know. Thank you for watching this one. We'll see you with some more amazing content next time.